Hey there. I try to do one of these trading streams once a month, and I'm feeling lucid enough to attempt it today. Last month's VOD only got saved to Rumble for whatever reason. The YouTube one didn't work, so if you want to see what we did last month, you can go ahead and go over there. Let's see, where are we at today? So, kind of crazy. We had a bottom formed, and then yesterday we had a gap up, which was sold off, and then it re-emphasized the bottom here, and then now we have another gap up today. I'm speaking from the perspective of NVIDIA, but the NQ did the same thing. Pretty interesting sell-off yesterday, but now we've really kind of emphasized that bottom here. Just going through and marking off some levels. This looks like the line of support here, and the next one is until way down here. So the question is it going to gain this resistance level here and move higher, or is it going to just land all the way down here? I don't think it'll go all the way down here, but this is a daily level to look at. We'll just have to see how we do here. If things get choppy and I'm still screwing around at 9 a.m. Pacific time, then we're going to end the stream. That just means I'm just not going to hit my goal for the day. Likewise, if I hit my stop loss, I'll also end the stream, or if I hit my goal. So I'm not going to linger around too long, but may as well try to live trade. See how it goes today. I mean, my bias is up, but is it going to kind of sweep this area again and move higher, or is it going to break down and then bounce from here? I don't know. So, let me get rid of some of this garbage down here. No, it's not relevant. Let me get down to the 4-hour here. We got a little bit of something here. Just want to mark that out for today, and it probably won't be relevant tomorrow. Alright, gaining this, or are we coming back down here? I should have kept this one here. Damn. Kind of random. I mean, look at that. Nice bounce, and then gap up, completely sold off, bounce again, and now it's just gapped up above all this shit, so highly unlikely it'll go back down here again, because that's just too crazy of a move. This is a lot of volume here. Let me zoom out a little bit. Or better yet, let's do a 15-minute and see what went on. Interesting. So there is resistance up here, so it just really remains to be seen if we can gain and then go higher. And if it goes higher, we could probably attempt to reach this point, which is an origin point of that last downwards move. It's not the not from the high, but at least we can try to retouch this. Yeah. So my bias is higher, but you have to see that it gains levels and holds there. Otherwise, it could just be retesting and then failing downwards again. Yeah, so it tried to put a bottom here and it couldn't. So that was yesterday's. We have to really see that it gains this entire area, so let me pull out this box a little bit more. I'll feel a lot more comfortable if it can actually get above and hold here, but it's trying to smash into this wall here and it's not working. So things might be a little bit tricky today. We'll see. Do have a really nice igniting bar. So far I've lost once this month, and it was kind of a really unlikely series of events, and so I let my stop loss run a little bit long, and it happened during the day where this happened in NVIDIA, where it just went much further than anticipated. It went 181 of its average move, 181%, and I had my buy orders around here, and they just kept smashing down a little, linger along way too long. Sorry, I'm still trying to gather my thoughts, but I have one loss this month.
Bringing the Beavis and Butthead bar. Classic humor.
Mash. Haha. Alrighty. 13 seconds left. Let's see what happens. I'm not gonna pay too much attention to chat, but that's why I have a cat here to narrate. So we're on NVIDIA, we're on a gap up. I really don't want to see a gap and crap again, especially after that huge move. And I don't really feel comfortable shorting it today. I did yesterday, that's where I made my money, was a short because it was gapping up into resistance, but now after having retested the low and already having gapped up into resistance and then doing it again, I feel like it wants to go higher, so let's see what happens. I didn't check to see if there was any catalyst event that things might be waiting for. Looks like the CPI was already reported, and then there's nothing else today, so we're good. So far, we're doing a downwards move, but that is a hell of a pop. Okay. Gonna set an alert here. See if it reaches the high of that first candle. Anything can happen, you just need to be fast enough on your feet to reverse if you're wrong. So far, we're still inside the first minute bar. It doesn't really know what the hell it wants to do here. If I do short, it'll have to be a small size, because I still don't feel comfortable. Although it is gapping up in a smaller area than before, but NASDAQ is really fucking gapped up. It really has one more piece of near-term resistance here before it really starts going ape shit. Alright, so we're reaching over. This is a pre-market level. I'll remove it once it no longer becomes relevant. So let's have a little bit of trouble here. So it's tested up there twice, but it also hasn't broken down here. And they can always sweep that low one more time before popping it. That's definitely happened before. Okay, doing a little bit of a light size here. Probably gonna leave a tail and sweep up, knowing my luck. But we have a really light size, so it doesn't really matter too much. Okay, well, 43 bucks. Looks like it's pulling back a little bit more than... I mean, I could have held it... I could have pulled it a little bit lower, but I'm still having the bias at the upside, and what it could also do is what I call a full reversal, where it does the first 15-minute bar to the downside, finds a base, and then just completely eliminates it. Because this month, we don't have too many of those, and I'm usually looking for roughly 34% of the time for that type of event to occur, based off of my own personal historical records, which is all I have. I can't go back and take a look at that for the entire history. Not that it would matter, because the environments change. So we're looking at a bottoming tail here, so we do have a piece of support. One other concern is that the 15-minute, 20-period moving average is way down here, and I kind of look at this as a kind of a reset point. It can still move higher, but at some point it's going to try to consolidate, and that'll give the moving average time. Now we have just lost it, so that didn't work out. Let's see if this holds here. So, tail. That was another retest down here. See if it holds, or if I have to flatten out. Okay, I didn't breach this, so I was a little bit early, but I'm trying to scale in here. Now, there's some traders that don't like scaling in, but I feel a lot more comfortable if that happens. Scaling in can be a little bit scary, because if you are right and you're scaling in after you take profits, then the likelihood, it's getting fucked here. 115. Now we're in my must-hold area, and if this can't hold, then we're completely fucked. Okay, so I went down a little bit more, another bottoming tail. Do it one more time here. I don't want to go any higher than 300 for this first round. But we kind of need this thing to form a better base. And the target could be up here, which is 70% of the ATR of the average shear range that you're expecting the stock to run. It's not working here, man. Was looking good for a minute, and then it wasn't. Maybe I'll be lucky enough to see a loss finally. I mean, I lose, but last few months it's been working out on stream, but today looks like maybe not. Holding on to this a little bit longer than I should. Yeah, if it braces low here, I'm gonna flatten out. So far, it's not doing it. Yep. Okay, well, looks like we're fucked. Shit. That first trade did not work out. We're hoping that this would hold, because there is some pre-market level that it swept. But that did not work. So this is the next level that it needs to hold. So now this is the high of the previous day. Alright, so it looks like this is gapped up into resistance again. Did not work out, so what could happen is a retest here and failure, and then drop lower. Or it could be a reversal. We just need to see. Because it definitely has support on the opposite side, because it did bounce here. So I'm marking that off, but this thing is really pulling back, damn. Not what I had on my bingo card, but let's give it a few minutes. So we passed the first 5-minute candle. That's a hell of a downward move. And now it's not looking likely that it'll do a reversal, but you can always be surprised. Especially after that damn bounce. Okay, so let's see how this one behaves here. Could have cut this one a little bit sooner, but it was something I wanted to try. So now you're trying to do this from the opposite side. Let's see what happens here. If this one fails, I'll probably, that'll probably be it for the day. Alright, so... got this. Let's see if it gets above this. It does. Let's see if I can get another re-entry. That's quite the reversal, isn't it? I'm gonna take some off at break even here. I want to look for a slight pullback as a re-entry, but it may not. It may just run, just front run the bounce. Micro pullback. See if we get it or not. And there's always a possibility that they just fuck us twice and completely sell off that possible bounce here, but like I said, my bias was towards the upside, so I was kind of focused on looking for an opportunity higher. If it does happen to run, I'll break even and then wait for it to break above here and then resettle and then move higher, because that's what's going to happen. Mostly, usually. Okay. See if we can get the break even here. Sell off another 100. Not super aggressive today. Oh, now it doesn't look like it's gonna sweep up here again, so I'm gonna break even. Let's see, break even. And this looks like it's gonna hit target today at some point, because it's a pretty strong reversal here. Well, went up to my limit order, didn't break it yet. This is where it kind of had some problems. Alright, so we're broken even. We still have 100 shares. Doesn't look like I'm gonna get my my re-entry here, but once it gains up here, we could try it. I'm gonna... maybe it could come back down here. That might be another opportunity to try it. Let's see. We have the trend on our side now. We have a bottom that's been formed. It swept lower than anticipated on this area that we marked up before we started. I don't want to get aggressive up here, even though it can break. I want to see it break and then pull back a little bit. I still have 100 shares, so if it does run up to what my anticipated target is, it's still going to be a couple $100, which is fine. It's just going to be a small day. We got this V-shaped recovery. How many times have you heard politicians say that one? Man, I think Kick has more bots than Twitch does. Love the content. I'm joining with friends next time. Or add me on Discord. Fucking dead internet. Alright, we're breaking the open, so yeah, we're gonna be moving higher. Look at that damn tail. That's a hell of a pullback. Unfortunately, I wasn't very aggressive. I probably would have been off camera. Like yesterday, I did 900. And the day before that was 1,221. Always a chance to lose it all. Just stop being a retard and take your losses. So I want to see this game. It might pull back a little bit to roughly where that secondary support was. Because it does have heavy resistance there, but I still think it's going to break it. I could be wrong. This could be a retest of the resistance area that it's going to fail on, but that's a hell of a rebalance after a gap up, and this time it didn't want to go lower, so let's see.
Nah.
And if you notice the screen pausing, it's because I flip back and forth between OBS so I can see the chat and the trading software, and when I do that, it kind of pauses the refresh for whatever reason, because it doesn't happen in games, it just happens on this program. Okay, so we're getting a little bit of a pullback. If it we can see if it comes back into this area, then I'll add to it, and then hope for the best. Or it can come up here and break the high, and then resettle on that location. I don't want to add here until we get... I mean, this might even be the pullback, too, so I could be... could be missing an opportunity as well. That could have been it. But I want to see something a little bit more like an actual break of the high and then a pullback. Or if it pulls back here, then I want to see this hold here, and then we'll start jamming. So we're at 48% of the range in the first 15 minutes, so I'm going to mark that down on my notes in the background. It just helps to understand what days might be more lucrative in terms of movement. I don't know if I've really found one yet, but it tells me which months are more explosive. We got a little V, or an early Valentine's Day heart. Love you. Hey, Carpet. Good to see ya. Congratulations on getting the place. I'm currently live trading, so I'm not going to be able to carry too much of a conversation here, but all the best to you.
Hey there, a car. Ready for some fun?
Damn, I really wish I added more down here, but I didn't. I went to break even, and then I kept the last lot. So we're waiting for this thing to break, and then I want to pull back. But this might have been it. This might have been it, like I said. Okay, we do have a pullback now. Man, that was a hell of a drop, wasn't it? It did touch the 15, which is what I was looking for as a reset, and it did it to the T. Look at that shit. Look, if I zoom in here, bang.
Back on the horizon. A car.
But I was expecting that to happen
like
later. One day. It's a good thing that you made the money that you did. That probably helped out a little bit. I know you're still in debt, but you did something productive with it, or something that ended up being productive. Alright, so it's coming back into this area. We have to see if this holds. It might take a bit. It might sashay around.
Keep crushing it.
I actually thought you paid off your debt with your winnings. The school's a lot. Okay, so we have, we do have a pullback here.
Stay strong and push
So let's see if it gets up and above here, and then we can try it again, but I think it might linger a little bit lower. Let's see what happens here. So we're in the first 15 minutes. I'm gonna mark the,
Paying off debt with stocks. A car? Keep at it, champ.
keep at it, champ. 27, quite a bit, man.
27K. A car? Treat it like an opponent and knock it out.
Mama said knock it out. Well, you have a... I'm gonna add a little bit more here. Kind of a risk, but I do see a tail bar in the rough area where I want this thing to keep going, so I'm gonna take a risk. See if we get blown the fuck out. My overall target is up here at this green line, which is the 70% of the average shear range. It seems like a good target to hit, not something that's completely unexpected. Although we do have to worry because there is a another piece of resistance here that's going to be a little bit of a bitch. And if we break the first 15-minute candle again, then this thing should launch, but we'll see. Everything's probability. And if this thing goes against me, I'll flatten and wait for another opportunity. At least we're not going to be down too bad if it does happen. But this is a little bit of concern, because we still failed here, but I'm still looking for it to break above. So maybe everyone gets to jerk off to me losing today. We'll see. Still below the open. I want to see it get above the open. We're brushing negative right now.
Inappropriate and disrespectful. DL's input a more appropriate conversation prompt.
We got the moderator here saying it was inappropriate.
Ready to tackle it head on. A car? Let's go.
Still in the area we want it to hold. It could sweep a little bit lower. I want to see an igniting bar above this little shit. The shit here. We're losing it. There's some distribution here. But highly doubtful it will break the low. I'd be really surprised if it broke the low at this point. I would be that would be really unexpected. But it could sashay here for quite a while. That bounces a lot of energy. Well, if we lose, it'll be a small loss today. It won't be too bad. I am not gonna stick around here forever, so if I don't get what I want... in the next hour and a half or so. Probably call it good. NASDAQ kind of doing the same thing that this thing's doing now. Alright, let's see if I get fucked here. This looks like one of those quintessential sweeps and move higher. So if it breaks below here, I'm gonna flatten out, and then we're gonna have to wait for something else to happen. But I want to see it hold, and then if it breaks above here, it should rip. I know I'm trying to predict a lot, but you see a lot of shit happen over and over and over again. That's not good. Alright, put another alert here. Waiting for a few things to happen now. Gotta wait till close. Okay, close happened. Now we're kind of stuck. Could be bad, alright. Shit. Now we're back to where we started. Yeah, so this was distribution, so this thing is not working the way we want. Motherfucker. Could be trying to take people out, though, as well, but let's see where this closes here. I'll have to flatten out, depending on how this thing closes. That is, not good. It really needed to hold that rough area, but there are times where they try to grab liquidity by throwing a candle like that when it's in an uptrend. Yeah, let's see where this closes. Now, this happens to just reverse and just get above that, like, instantly, then it was a liquidity grab. But this is kind of a limp dick move. Let's see. See how fast it went above 50% of that pullback bar, so maybe maybe that was a liquidity move, but we definitely can't see this thing go down again. See how this thing closes. You gonna get above? So what I'm looking for is for it to get above and then pull back in, but it could also do it here as well. I want to see you breach that last bar. Alright, so now we're positive again. So that was a liquidity grab. You see how that works? Sometimes they throw out that shit that will normally stop people. But you never know. Sometimes it's actually the real shit. It can always do it again as well, but we're keeping this as it is. So now what I want to see is I want to see a breach and then some type of settlement. We got it is a lot of resistance, but if you can break this, then it's going to be a pretty impressive move upward. And sometimes what you're looking for isn't always apparent. Sometimes it dribbles up higher, and then in retrospect, you're like, yeah, this is where it's swept, and I probably should have added, but it wasn't super convincing, and sometimes I like to throw that at you as well. So we're still below the open price, this orange line. Alright, there we go. There's the explosion higher. We want to see this get above that 15-minute range here. We got a candle that went slightly above, but it didn't hold it. We want to see it break and hold above that 15-minute range, and then we have this thing to worry about. But if it breaks through this thing's just gonna run hard. Alright, so we're up about, let's see. Let's wait for this thing to actually hit. If it can. Come on, baby. There we go. So we're up 350 in 30 minutes. Coming up to this next resistance point. I'm gonna remove a little bit more here once it hits it. So we're still waiting for it to break the 15-minute range here. Considering double tail bars, it's got some probability of doing that. Very close. There we go. So now it's reached the 15-minute area. I'm waiting for it to bump its head on that next piece of resistance. And maybe it won't bump it. Maybe it'll just go whoosh right through it. We'll see. It's got a lot of momentum on its side now. I mean, I have no idea what really changed in the mindset of the algos or the hedge funds to sell it off so hard and then do that gap up yesterday, which was completely sold off, and then gap up again. Just trying to do price discovery, I guess. Come on, baby. I want you to hit one more time here. Probably take off another bit up here somewhere. And then the rest for target, hopefully. Unless I see some type of a failure. If it gains this and then gets too far below it, then I'm gonna flatten out completely and just take what I've got. Because I need it to break above and hold that resistance point. Alright, so there we go, we got that. We still have 300 shares left. And here's the big test right here. Could always fail and come back down to the open and then bounce again, but I don't want to see it grind now that it broke that 15-minute range. It's, you know, that was really tough to do. And the NASDAQ is running. Got a few levels up here where there was previous resistance, but it's almost above all of them. Just really short-term resistance, not major ones. The major ones are in that blue that I have there. If this breaches, I'm going to maybe take a little bit more off and then wait for another comeback. This should hold. Let's see what happens. Not doing what I want you to do. Let's see if that was a liquidity grab. Or this is actually just a higher... sometimes they run one more higher high and then sell it off as well, so you gotta look for that. You kind of look for narratives on both sides. And see where this thing closes. It also bounced off the open. It needs to get above this right now. Might need to take off. Starting to piss me off here a little bit. Alright, I'm not gonna go under 300. So we're gonna have to wait for the next long entry. This could actually probably be it, but I already gave up quite a bit on this pullback, so now I need to wait again, because it should have held here, it didn't, so now I want to see if it sweeps down here or not. So now we have, it breached that 15-minute range, and then it sold off, which was surprising. I mean, it's surprising in a way, but there's also that resistance level that we marked out here, so we gotta see an igniting bar kind of take out all this bullshit before we want to go back in again. Otherwise, it might just dribble around lower or sideways and just not do much of anything. Looks like it's gonna do the igniting bar, but it needs to completely take that out before we want to go back into it again. Because now we have a topping tail here and we're below that 15-minute range. Okay, we're betting on this holding, and this will be the last stop that I'm going to offer today. So we're going to do one more sweep up here. This has to hold. And didn't do it. Oh, we still got the trend line in our favor, but this thing's fucking around. It needs to hold this bar, or it's just done, and I just might be done as well. Just a little shit day. I might come back in the afternoon and try again. A very tight range. It's only 50% of what its normal move is. But considering that gap up, it's likely have exhausted quite a bit. Nasdaq's still running harder, so I kind of use that as like the canary in the coal mine analogy on how other things might be affected, especially if it's a larger Nasdaq stock. They often move in tandem, roughly. Yeah, this thing's still pumping. So now we have this here that needs to hold. I'm gonna move this up here, because now I need this to hold. Alright, taking a risk. Let's see what happens. Let's see if I get my dick blown off. Didn't breach that attempt. Let's see. That's not good. Still meandering inside of that range. Alright. You gonna die on me? Wait for this thing to close. Could be accumulation, could be distribution. Well, it's distribution if it's on the top side like this. Distribution can fail, but, damn. What are you gonna do here? So here's the open, let's see if it wants to hold it or not. That is another bad tail, I don't like that. Still got 5 minutes in this 15-minute bar generation. I have the 15-minute chart on the left side here. So there's just one more liquidity sweep. See how they do that? You just don't know if it's gonna hold or not until it does or doesn't. So you have to be Johnny on the spot to break. That's why you typically do it on a candle close rather than not in the candle. Although that can get you into trouble too. It's all probabilities. You can't win them all. But we're not. We're just stuck here. I need something major. I need something that just takes out all this garbage. We got 4 minutes left on this 15-minute bar. I'd like to see this thing finish off strong. Still have the trend behind us. So some type of strong candle that breaks down this way or breaks up, that's what we're looking for to get out of this consolidation area. And you can do these same techniques no matter what your account size is. Like right now, I'm not even using my full buying power. Trying to do this narration and then worrying about all this other shit doesn't make me feel comfortable using all of it. But if you only have like a few hundred, you could do this. The same techniques, although you have to be above 25k to have do the pattern day trading rule, but you essentially do the same thing on all time frames. You look for these support and resistance levels, and then hedge your bets when they do what looks like a confirmation on your side. Alright, I need to see a strong closure. You got roughly 2 minutes left. You can still fail here. Taking off a little bit. Just in case. I mean, to me, it looks like it wants to blow through all of this and hit up here. Because it's definitely holding where it needs to hold, even though it kind of scared us out a little bit. Did anything happen? Trend line's still intact as much as it wanted to scare us out. Quite a bit of a difference between the 2 minute and the 1 minute. You can still see it moved where it needed to. But depending on like what type of time frame they use, like if you use a 2 minute, then you want to see a 90 bar like around here. But that means the 1 minute moving average would be broken. So I'm going to put an alert here just to see how this thing operates when it gets down to it. I put up the 2 minute because some of the older trading systems that I use the 2 minute. And now we're at a loss right now. Or a loss in this current trade, still up for the day, but not by much. Now it needs to break above all of this crap. And we already finished the 15-minute candle, so that unfortunately was not the strong closure that I wanted. Still above the level. Now, some people are less proactive and they just would have bought here and then their stop would have just been set and they just forget about it, but I like to scalp in and out while still within inside the range to get maximum benefit out of it. But that's not everyone's cup of tea. So now we're entering a really important resistance level. If it can break above decisively, we can kind of add in anything in here, but it's definitely bumping its head on it now. Zoom out. This is going to be a really important milestone. There was a really extreme pullback yesterday that now it's contending with. Looking good. We'll have 300 shares, so it's still going to be a pretty decent day, even though we weren't super aggressive about it. Still want to have it hit up here, and then we'll just take all the close out all the shares once that happens. Yeah, this is gonna be a grind. Unfortunately, we didn't get that massive move yet. You gotta think about all the people who are still short up here. Because as they begin to cover, they have to buy their shares back, and so you're just kind of steamrolling them. Still grinding. I'm gonna get a bit concerned if you are not able to hold above that blue line here. And I can deal with you all the way to this point, but I want you to hold up there. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to take profit again. You look like you're failing it here. Come on, buddy, give me one more move to the upside. Ah, motherfucker, come on. See where this thing closes. Got my finger on the flatten button. Got another topping tail. Not very strong. Come on, man. When I said topping tail, I meant the 15-minute range up here on the left side. I'm not going to take a loss on this one. So there is going to be a point where I just flatten here. Alright, are you gonna ignite, or are you faking this out to more downside? Two-minute looks really good. Alright, buddy, let's see if you make a new high. So I think I played today pretty well. It's just a matter of doing a much larger share size than what I had. But, you know, when I do these live trades, I'm not throwing everything I have at it. Almost past the resistance point. This is going to be major. So now you want to keep this thing. This is kind of a breaking block. I guess it's not the right terminology for this particular thing, but we want to be able to keep this here because it reversed that downward trend, so we want to keep this above that candle here. If it hits this, I'm flattening out and I'm done for the day. Still pressuring inside of that resistance zone. Can't celebrate yet. I didn't like how this worked out. It's not as nice of a 3-bar play to have that tail there. It would have been fine to have a red bar, but having like that indecision isn't great after having something like this. Yeah, this is not what I wanted. You have a fair bit of hope. I mean, you need to unfuck yourself immediately. Trend's intact. 15 minute looks okay, but I don't want it to close out with another topping tail. I want to see a real strong closure, because today, even though we're... hold on a second here. Even though we have that positive trend to the upside, which is clear, it has not been strong. It's been grindy all the way up there. And to be expected, because we gapped up into resistance again after selling off that gap up yesterday. Here we go. Come on, I need you to break this. I need you to break this top candle. If you do, then that's golden, and then you've secured the gain of that resistance spot. Okay, come on, buddy. Still fucking around again. Nasdaq's having a little bit of trouble up here as well. Could be in two moves. It could also pull back all the way down here and meander. Alright, hold on. I'm gotta get ready to flatten on this. This is not what I wanted here. Looks like this is gonna be a flatten. You better unfuck yourself right now. Let's see where this candle close goes. I want you to close with that bottoming tail here. Okay. Now, if you break through that bottoming tail, the longs are in trouble. I mean, they've already won the day, but if you're trying to have a target up here, that's problematic. Alright, this is another igniting bar. Let's see if it breaks above all this riffraff. Shit, it's having the same fucking problem, man. It's still, I mean, this is still that zone that we called out at the beginning of the trading day. That this was going to be something that was going to be tough to grind through, but we're just basically looking for this thing to rip. But we have these graduated tail bars, which is good. I'm going to move my stop up. I don't want it to go below this, or I'm going to take profit. Because you already swept. And then you left a tail bar. Then you got above it. Now I don't want you entering in this area again. Alright, you're about to make me lose faith. Yeah, NASDAQ is also starting to flatline here. It may be a day where you have a secondary movement later in the afternoon, but it's just gonna chop. But we need to see what happens here in the next few minutes. Yeah, alright. Let's see if we can get up to 400, though. Let me take a look at what I've got for the day. I have to check it in my broker, though, because there's transaction fees that need to be taken into account that you don't see on that profit and loss amount. Alright, so we got about 20 bucks left. Can always re-enter if we see another strong bar. Overall target's still here, but I mean, it could do a lot of different things. It can go all the way down here, which I don't want to hold for. Or I can just, you know, ignite from here. See where that 2-minute one is. It'll also come back down here, too. This is where that support level was. Let's see if I can make $20 or lose $20 and then call it good. Not a very extravagant day, but at least it demonstrates stuff. Tesla a little bit stronger. But I don't want to enter on this one because if I am wrong, it's just going to wipe me out. It's a big boy now. Alright, taking a risk here. Let's see what happens. This could have been a pump into resistance, and that's gonna sell off shit. Alright, that's not gonna be great. Let's see what happens where it closes. Hoping that was gonna be the igniting bar that we needed. Could still be, but we need to see this fucker close. Nope, that failed. Damn. Alright. Well, shit. So they tricked you out there. There's definite resistance here, but it couldn't break through it. So we lost 100 bucks trying to do that attempt. So they swept up and now they're dropping it. Hell, it may even go down all the way here. Yeah, damn it. I'm gonna have to... Don't know if I want to linger in here a bit longer or if I want to try trading that offline. So we're up around 300 in an hour and a half. A little bit less than 300, but we'll get that in a minute. So that was a nice sweep here, but we need to see if that's actually going to hold. That was a hell of a sweep. Got me out, sure. It tapped into this area here that it broke above, but it can always lose it. This was a lot of effort to try to break through this, but we had momentum on our side, plus the gap up. So Tesla's losing it. Let's see what this looks like overall. Yeah, just really tough. I mean, worst case scenario, I still think it's going to go up for the day, but it could pull back even further and kind of do another reigniting off that 15-minute, 20-period moving average. That's going to take a while to do, and I don't want to play around if it's just going to meander around for a bit. Well, it got into here and it's bouncing now. Damn, they really threw you in for a loop, huh? Was that with the 2-minute? Yeah, look at that 2-minute. Alright, so if we play the game this way, you want to try it again? See where this thing closes. Leaving a tail, we don't want that. See where this 2-minute closes. Try one more time. If I fail this one, I'm done. And just take a pittance. I'll probably come back in the afternoon, but this is kind of just lingering and chopping me up. This is a lot of overhead resistance now, though. Maybe I shouldn't have even attempted it. But it did do an abrupt stop. But we need to see an igniting bar. If that doesn't work, then it's... Nope, that's not gonna work. Shit. Another pullback. Are we gonna get an igniting bar? Kind of Olympic igniting bar. Need a strong close here. None of these candles have been very strong closes. We got a strong bounce, but we, on the upside move, it's left topping tails. Okay. Trying to break through this area. So it looks like the 2-minute was the right time frame to use there. So So now we want to break up and above, and then if you can break up and above, close, and if you want to dribble back in a little bit, we can probably add. I did take off 100 shares there just to get some profit, because we were in that pretty bad situation there. Alright, didn't quite break above that resistance area, but we're on the right track now. I'm still targeting this green line sometime today, but it has been a grind all the way up today. Definitely a lot of overhead resistance here. Now, if this bar gets sold off, then we're completely fucked to the F side, so we're not going to let that happen. That's a little bit more of a pullback than I'd want. You gotta leave a tail here, man. Yeah, not good. Alright, break above this, let me know you're alive. Don't fuck around. Should be smooth sailing once it gets above here. As in close. Don't do this to me. And this could also be the pullback I'm looking for, but I wanted it to be above the tail that kind of re-emphasized the downward move yesterday, and we're not there yet. I wanted it to get above and then do a pullback. But it doesn't always have to happen the way that you want it to. Oh, there we go. Okay. So we had 400 before, and then I waited too long on that pullback that kind of took me out, so let's see if I can secure 400 again. We do have 200 shares left. I want to see this fucker hit target. Kind of what I'm waiting for on this stream, but if it takes too damn long, then I'm gonna not give a fuck anymore. Okay. So, the big decision is if we want to add or not, because it is doing the pullback now after breaking above. Damn. That's not good. Okay, you need to unfuck yourself immediately here. Yeah, these pullbacks are a little bit too damn strong to really make me feel confident about anything. The pullbacks suck, plus the topping tail every single time we're doing a candle close. Well, there it is. It's just not, it doesn't feel right, but it's working out. There's some days that are very clear where they leave tail bars after attempting a retracement, and then you know this thing, or you have a higher level of confidence that it's going to move higher, but when it does this shit, not so much. So we have touched this top a couple of times already. It's still on the upper half of that resistance area, but it hasn't closed above it yet. It's still in the upper half. It's peaked above it, but unless it closes above, it's still concerned because it could always roll over pretty harshly within a minute. Trendline's good, but as you've seen, depending on where your entry is, you can definitely get stopped out, even if you're right. Because you're not going to sit on your hands and just wait. That's when you have a problem like what I had last week when NVIDIA was going into a support level and I just held it too damn long, and it ended up being a very unexpected sell-off. I took the entire market with it last week, and that set me back 2 or 3 days just on that one decision. A really unexpected move. Alright, buddy, what's it gonna be here? Still contending with that topping tail on that 15-minute time frame. Just grinding higher. But having swept this area and then breaking up and above it, still have the bias to the upside. Okay, my stop is going to be here. It didn't break up above it. That was a little bit premature. Let's see if this takes me out for my insolence. Ah, motherfucker. Okay, well, you got me. So I just started a new 15-minute candle. What are you gonna do here, man? You look like you're meandering down again. Alright, we're gonna take 300 then. Shit. We were close to 400, I entered, but they pulled it back. Ah, motherfucker, this is not fun times today. Although it's infinitely better than being down 200 like we were in the beginning. Alright, do I want to try one more time, or is this just gonna keep chopping me up while we're stuck in this range? Target is up here, but it may not get there. I didn't mark down what the ATR was yesterday, but the day before I didn't hit goal. Oh, yesterday it did hit goal, but it took it until 7:57 my time, which is 10:57 East Coast. Alright, I'm gonna try one more time here. Final stop is this. God damn it. I mean, if you really wanted to, you can hold it all the way down here, but if it does happen to break, you're going to be at a big loss. You had that igniting bar that took out all the riffraff, and now it's just holding the top half here. I want to have something to take back today. Just no follow-through, which is a concern. I mean, this should have been it. Yeah, that was a big liquidity grab. Let's see if it closes above where it just stopped here. We're fucked. Come on, baby, let this be it. Come on, baby, smash. Starting to get light flickers here, too. That's another concern. I have my phone next to me already logged in, just in case power goes out, and I have to flatten my position. So you gotta be aware of that crap, too. I do have a power supply, but I'm on my desktop, so it's not going to help power the desktop. It will power the internet, so I can at least use that connection on my phone to do the flattening instead of using like a mobile service. Not looking good on the 15-minute. God damn it, I'd love to just have a real closing bar. There we go. Alright, one more time with feeling. Let's get the target. Now we've done everything that I wanted this thing to do, even if it's not the way that I wanted it. Alright, let's get to 400 again. Okay. Alright, now we wait for target, and then I can close the stream off once target's hit. Kind of a roundabout way of hitting target, but fuck. Nothing happens the way you want it. Not fucking Burger King. Alright, baby, you're right there. You fucking piece of shit. Touch it. Alright. Well, there you go. Target was hit. Fucking called it from the beginning. You saw the whole fucking thing live, so fuck you. Be poor, shitheads. Just kidding. I still have 100 shares left. I wanted to see how far it would run. If this thing gets closed out, then we'll just flatten and call it good. We're at 540 in an hour and a half, which is pretty decent, but I didn't put too much size in today because, like I said, I'm streaming this crap. This could have been a $1,000 day, though. Alright, let's take a little bit more off until we get failure. There you go. There's the igniting shit that I was talking to you about once it broke through, resistance. Yeah, you want a good, good tutorial on support resistance and how to navigate shit on a day-to-day basis. I mean, watch the beginning of this, because we're a little bit uncertain, especially after yesterday's, the action from the last 2 days. You kind of got a whiplash back and forth. We got 25 shares left, and then we can wrap up the stream wherever this thing, whatever happens here. If it gets below this, I'm killing it, which looks like it's gonna happen now. Let's see what happens here. Yeah, let's see where it closes here. We're gonna keep at least 550. It looks like it's dead. Alright. Alright, so 550 today, hour and a half. I really wanted to wait to see if target got hit, and it did, but we were stopped out a couple of times. First we were in the... I had my bias up because of the way that we did a gap up after yesterday's pullback. We added around here. It didn't work out, so we were down about $200, but it did hit the secondary support area and it bounced, so we were able to break it even, re-enter, get profit, but then we were playing this back and forth here. It wasn't entirely certain where the pullback would stop, so I had to stop myself out. But during this grind here, especially this area took a long time to break, but we called this out at the beginning of time, that this was a really big area of resistance, and we wanted to break up above and close, because you can see from yesterday how you have that tail bar kind of reaching into that resistance area, and I just highlighted that entire place as what we wanted to gain and close above. So you can see right after I hit target, it just really pulled back hard. Could have closed out a little bit quicker, but whatever. I'm pretty happy with the result today. Well, still didn't lose. You get one trading day live streamed a month, and I didn't lose this one either, but I did lose last week. I'll just sit around for any questions. We're done. I ain't gonna fuck around after target was hit. That's a rule. Let's see what else is going on while I'm still here for a few minutes. Tesla's been a little bit stronger than the rest of the market, so it's not gonna behave the same way as an igniting bar on the NASDAQ would have worked. So how would I play this one right now? Could be a day where it just doesn't hit target. Target's up here. So definitely an upside move today. You have support here, really big area here, so you want to kind of reduce that a little bit. You got one place here that could work, but you don't want it to get down here because right now you're on that trend line. So if you're going to play something, you want to have a small stop. You could probably play long here, but it's such a big boy stock, I don't want to get into it right now, because if I lose, these candles are so huge that I can definitely get crushed. You got this as well, but you don't want the trend line to get broken here. And it is going up against this pullback that's rather strong. But it could work, look at that. So I moved it up to a 15-minute chart. So you want to basically stay somewhere above this tail here, and it's doing that. So I guess your stop would be... It's a really small stop, and you're trying to aim for everything up here to retrace up here somewhere. But it'd be a lot... Okay, actually, hold on. I had it on the 5 minutes, so you'd want the 15 minutes. So I guess, let me redo this. I had it on the wrong time frame here. So if you're on the 15 minute, then you kind of want it to hold here. So it's gonna be a while. So it's gonna fuck around while this thing kind of meets the price action. It's gonna be slow. So perhaps in the afternoon it kind of gets into this area, and then you're looking for it to break above and hold, and then you can see something like this, where it's went up, comes back down, and then it goes like that. So you have this here, hit that, come back here into support, and then retarget somewhere around here. Don't look for the exact to the dot cent, but roughly that type of idea. It'll be interesting to see what happens. I might even play this in the afternoon if it kind of fulfills my prediction. But we have a nice
Falling upward safely back.
nice
Victory
$500,
achieved.
547 day. Made it home just in time for me to quit. I don't know how much you saw of that, but good learnings today. You just got here, huh?
Falling upward. Late to the party? Better late than never.
Better late than never. Wow, look at that shit. Fucking A. There's always money left on the table, man. That's the hardest thing about day trading. You're always leaving money on the table, and then you get back in and then cut your own dick off, you know, when you're not satisfied. Like right now, it really bothers me that I'm not at 550 and I'm only $3 away. But my next trade could fuck up, and then I get into this snowballing effect of just making dumbass decisions. Hopefully your workday was fine. Or work night, rather. Surprised you don't just go home and crash. It's a long, long shift and odd hours. Shit, I want $3. Let's make a pact. Either I make $3. Or I quit.
Quiet January. Falling upward. Time to shake things up then.
Maybe I was wrong. But I'm predicting a lower high here. So let's see what happens. Past the 2-week mark in January and it's dead. Alright, so it looks like I'm wrong here.
January. Let's join the action.
It's gonna take a few minutes to really pan out. This was a strong bounce, but I'm looking to make it a lower high and then kind of consolidate before breaking up higher. Could be wrong though, so let's see. Held on to this a little bit longer than I'd like. Let's get that $3 and then quit. There we go, we got the $3. Fuck you, fuck everybody. Now we're at 553. Alrighty then, motherfuckers.
Tricky situation. Falling upward.
Now I have
time
that
for
nice
some
round
bold
number,
moves.
but not really round because I'm $3 over my round number. Now I need to lose $2. We're on full autism here.
Time to make a swift exit. Falling upward. Let's bolt.
You got a raise again? Holy shit. I mean, I remember the days where I was really happy to get 25 extra cents.
Falling upward. That's awesome. Celebrate like a champ.
May not help with the, I mean, now that you have big boy problems, may not help with the bills all that much, but, still better than before. A whole $10 a week. Well, this is your opportunity to use it for
Every raise
Bitcoin.
counts.
You take that
Falling
$10 and
More
you
money
wait
for the win.
10 weeks or whatever, and start to scale in. Oh, jeez, it's almost at 100,000 again. Holy shit. So, yeah, you gotta work with what you got. Keep those $10. Oh, before tax. Motherfucker. Goddamn taxes, man.
Falling upward.
That's nice. That's a
Holiday
nice
pay
paycheck.
jackpot. Time to treat yourself.
Treat yourself. Then you paid 500 and plus in tax. Hey, Oh,
Taxes
you want
taking
roads
a
that
bite.
work, right?
Falling upward. Still a good haul though.
And whatever else dumb projects they spend shit on. Alright, so my notes will say
Falling upward. Making it rain. Keep hustling like a pro.
target hit at 755 or 1055. Direction was set pretty much at I guess 638 was when the direction trend started. I'll write that down in my notes. It met the 15 for a bounce at 630. Damn, I really wish I layered my orders there, but I didn't really... How difficult would I say today is? It wasn't that bad. I guess it's a 5. Sorry, I'm filling in... I have an Excel spreadsheet of notes. In terms of gross, you almost made what you make monthly in 2 weeks. Nice. I mean, you've been helping everybody, so you need to kind of build a base for yourself again.
Gotta hit up dragondivide.com.
Well, I called the lower high pretty well. Look at that shit. Damn. I seem like a fucking magician. Or Nostradamus from today. We didn't play it perfectly, but we knew roughly what to do here. And as long as you can kind of stay... If it kind of fits your narrative, you're not going to be perfect, but you can get decent. Yeah, look at that. Broke the trend line and everything. So it's gonna meander. If we take a look at the daily time frame, now we're just kind of stuck in a range. Doesn't look like we're gonna... We'll have to see how it closes today, but it's having a hard time getting above that daily area that it lost. That was so violent. This whole move was just so violent. So people who are investing in this thing lost 30 bucks, almost 30 bucks in a week for every share that they had of this. That was fucking brutal. I mean, I lost money on that giant downward candle because I thought it would have support down there somewhere, and then they just blew my ass up. So we're definitely in, well into positive territory this month. I just wish, last Tuesday didn't happen. Yeah. Might be on this afternoon playing Marvel Rivals. I know we still have Metaphor, and there's a lot of other little games that I could play as well. So the highlight reel this month will have some Marvel Rivals. It'll have an indie game called Gug. It'll have Shadowrun Returns. I guess we could fit another game on there. Maybe what do I got on my table here? Double Dragon Collection? That might be fun. Could play the one of the Double Dragon games. We got Super Double Dragon Advance, Double Dragon 2, The Revenge, Double Dragon 3, and Double Dragon 4. Damn, this is a nice little collection here. That's cool. Alrighty, people. I'm sourcing any other last-minute questions, because the longer I take a look at this, the more I'm gonna do something stupid. There was definitely some back and forth here. So you saw me recover from a loss.
Creating game concepts? Sounds epic. Go for it.
Double Dragon Dribble? You know what? That'd be funny. You could import the Double Dragon sprites into that Double Dribble game. Or, what was it? Was that... No, you want Arch Rivals, right? What was the one that you could punch people in? Or was that Double Dribble? I remember... I mean, everything kind of is a blur now. I thought it was Arch Rivals, there was that basketball game where you can punch people and that's how you steal a ball. Or was that Double Dribble? That takes me back. That was at, Round Table Pizza as one of the arcade games in the back. Or was it Pizza Hut? One of those. Double, 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 double.
Double Dragon on repeat. Time to hit the arcade then.
You got that right, motherfucker. Those were good times, man. If only I was smart enough to, or have the willpower to want to do that. That might be kind of funny. Although most people wouldn't get it. Goddamn Generation Z. They don't know their damn Double Dragon from their Double Dribble. I'm just kidding. I am wasting time saying dumb stuff. Damn, did that ever, work out? That lower high? Shit, I wish I had more shares instead of just trying to top up my, account there. But 550 in an hour and a half is alright. Just gotta make sure that on your losing days you also cut it and have a defined risk. But it's hard because me, I don't like to lose, and so I'm always trying to find that angle to win. I'm getting a lot better at it with stocks, of course, because this is that's my main thing now. But for people who are starting out, that's always going to be a problem. Well, we're almost at 2 hours, so I'm gonna wait 4 more minutes so we can get a nice 2-hour stream out of this. Oh wait, I'm not gonna be here in the afternoon, so this is just gonna be the stream for the day. I got some stuff to do.
Facing some stuff? Time to power through it.
Stuffs, god damn it! Why are there things to do? This is gonna be an interesting area here. So this is the resistance area that we marked off earlier, and it did break above and hold, but now it's in danger of actually losing it, so this is going to be important. Now it has multiple things that it could lose here. It can lose this major one, but then bounce here. It gets tricky, you just have to be really fast with it. It looks like it's holding, or at least making a really strong attempt to hold. But I think the rest of the week is going to get a little bit tricky, because we had a sell-off, then we had a gap up that was sold off yesterday, and now we have a gap up again that gapped up above most of the sell-off from yesterday. We still have the very tippy top of we still have the very tippy top here of the gap up that got sold off, but it still has a lot of downward pressure here. But now we're like stuck in this massive channel. So if you outline it like this whole thing can just do a giant back and forth, and it might get a little bit tricky. See that? Sorry about bright orange ruining your retinas there, but there. That's a lot of shit, man. It's difficult. I still think it wants to go higher, but these damn sell-offs have just been... I mean, it could get up here and then sell off and then find some place to be here, and it's just stuck. You still have this gap that hasn't been filled yet up here. I could also target that as well and then sell off. I mean, it gets less clear, but I think the market has broken its upward trend. So now it's just kind of chopping and going down. Any major news? Well, for NVIDIA, there was a press conference that they were doing to show off their new technology, but there was like something that people were waiting for that didn't get announced. I don't know if that contributed to the loss. Probably didn't, because news doesn't really matter. But I mean, we've been on a upward trend for a really long time. I mean, there were multiple times here where I thought we were going to have, like, the bear market. I thought this was going to be the time that this was going to be the high. Maybe here as well, but now I think we finally got it, because now it's actually losing levels and sticking there. So my next target is to the downside, is all the way down here, then we'll see what happens. And then if it breaks this 200 period moving average, then it's looking like a longer term pullback. But this is where you want to do your investments. If you think that you know long-term stock, this is where you start making your money. Like maybe entry here, and then on a 52-week low, and then just kind of cost averaging, because you don't want to do it on the way up unless you think it's just going to break through all resistances. But if you cost average, I guess it doesn't really matter, but I like to be more precise with it, especially if you have more knowledge about where things originate. You can do a little bit better job than just throwing money into a pot. And I don't like people managing my money because you don't have access to it. Today was a little bit weird, because if you look at what happened, they have a massive sell-off on NVIDIA, then you have a continuation of the sell-off, then a bounce. You have a gap up, but then it sold off all the way down to retesting the support. It bounced off support, then it had a gap up today way up here, which it pulled back to, and then retested support, this new support here, and then it just blew up. So it's you're playing in between a range. The ranges are pretty wide, so you do have opportunity to switch if you're wrong, but it'll stop you out, it'll trick you. Like today, it tricked me a couple of times, but eventually got to where I wanted it. Tomorrow, I'm guessing it's probably going to do another pullback and then up. It's probably just going to... I think the overall trend is down, but it's probably going to do something like that on its way down. But if I'm wrong, then I know where to target if I am wrong, which would be up here. Maybe it already did fill in the gap. Maybe that is it. So, I mean, if it does want to go up any higher, it has to gain this area here, but I highly doubt that it will. And then there's this that'll probably... It's going to take a long time to ever get back to. I think this is a big momentum shift. I think this is a pretty typical day, though, because you don't have a really clear upside trend. You don't have a clear... You have a clear downside trend, but it held support, so you're playing in like a really small range. And that's why I created that average true range kind of indicator that I'm playing with and just quit at, because in like these really constrained days like this where it's not above or below anything major, you're going to be playing in between a really tight area, and so I was targeting that really tight area even though it took a while to get there. Anyway, that's the whole process, and I do the same shit every fucking day, which is why it doesn't make sense to stream this every day, because it's the same fucking shit. We have more than enough streams so you can watch all different types of situations. But today we mark another win, which is more preferable than the loss. I don't lose too often. I still have a 70% historic win rate over the last 6 years. Actually, it's since I moved to doing this full time, and that's 73%, so it's still roughly in that
Throwing up the party
same
hands. Let's
expectation.
celebrate big time.
Alright, falling upward, I'm gonna let you get some sleep, and then I guess I'm gonna take a nap as well, because this is the ass AM for me. Alrighty, people, I did it in front of you again, so, I mean, what can I say? Today was just another win. I know I have a loss somewhere on the YouTube channel. Good luck to you too, man. I'll see you whenever I stream again. I might play Rivals in the afternoon, but I won't be able to stream it because I've got,
Wishing a good day. Crush
gotta do
those
things back and
goals.
forth. Alrighty, that's it. Bye-bye. Hey, is there someone I can raid? Let me see. Hold on a second. Wait. Don't go. I need to at least have one person who's gonna raid, or else I'll look like a loser. Yes, I do. There is one person. Yeah, why not? Little Nightmares 2. I remember seeing that. Or at least the first one. I don't remember about the new one. Alright, I'm gonna send you over. Thank you, everybody, for joining me today. Hopefully you learned something if you ever decide to do this. But a lot of it is going to be on you, being able to reverse right when you need to reverse. And then just taking your losses as they come in. Alrighty, see you later.